The second name on that file wasn't a stranger's. When I finally read the handwriting clearly under the light, it was mine. My own handwriting, decades before I could have written it. I dropped the file like it burned me. That's impossible. I've never lived in this building before. Not that I remembered. Not that I could remember. When I looked up from the floor, the figure was standing in the office doorway, closer than it had ever been. Not moving, just watching, like it was waiting for something to click. I ran. Not because it chased me, it never chases. I ran because some buried part of me recognized exactly what I was looking at. I slammed my apartment door and told myself it was coincidence. Old buildings recycle names. People share handwriting. That's all this was. That's all this was. That's all I needed it to be. But something pulled me toward the closet. Boxes I packed years ago and never opened again. My hands were shaking before I even touched the tape. Inside was a photograph I don't remember taking. Me, maybe 6 years old, standing in this exact hallway, under this exact bulb. I flipped it over. Someone had written a name on the back in fading ink. Not my name, but close enough that reading it physically hurt. The old radio clicked on by itself again, just static at first, filling the silence I didn't know I needed filled. Then, buried in the noise, one whispered word, "Remember." Just that, then the radio went completely dead, like it had said everything it came to say. I don't have a brother, I've never had a brother, so why does my chest ache like I lost one? Why does that name feel like a scar I forgot I had? I checked the hallway through the peephole. Empty. But the air on the other side of that door still felt disturbed, like something had just walked through it. I called my mother, hands still shaking, and asked her directly, did I have a brother? The silence on the line lasted so long I thought the call had dropped. Then she hung up. No answer, no goodbye, just dead air, which somehow felt louder than anything she could have said. That silence told me more than words ever could have. Something happened in this building, something my own family had buried right along with me. The temperature dropped fast enough that I could see my breath indoors. And through the gap under my door, the hallway lights started flickering in a slow, deliberate rhythm. On, off. Not random, it felt timed, like a heartbeat that was gradually, deliberately slowing down. And I opened the door anyway. The hallway looked empty, but the bulb was still swinging gently, like someone had just walked directly underneath it seconds before. Then I heard it. Small, faint, a child's voice, calling a name from somewhere at the far end of the hallway. It was the exact name written on the back of that photograph, being called by a voice that sounded exactly like mine, decades younger. My body moved into that hallway before my mind caught up. It felt like muscle memory older than anything I actually remembered living through. The figure was there again, standing in the precise spot where that childhood photo had been taken. This time it wasn't blocking my path. For the first time in 5 nights, it began to turn slowly toward me, and I realized I wasn't ready for whatever I was about to see. It wasn't tall. It wasn't the towering shape built up in my head. It was small. It was a child, standing exactly where I once stood. And in that instant, the memory came back whole. A game, a dame, a dare, a door at the end of the hall that should never have been opened. Only one of us walked back out that door. The second name in that tenant file was my brother's. The memory I forgot to keep was losing him. He was never haunting me. He had been waiting 3 decades for me to finally remember he ever existed at all. I stepped forward and reached my hand out toward him, and for the first time since this started, I wasn't afraid of what was standing in front of me. Right as our hands were about to touch, every light in the building went out at once. And in the dark, I heard him say my name. Thanks for watching episode 5. What do you think really happened to his brother? Comment remember him below to unlock episode 6. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you at 3 a.m.